Welcome to Bible Student Gaming. This is Jacob, and I'm here to explain how to use the Bible role-playing game tool on the website, how to get the most out of the AI tools that are here so you can tell an amazing Bible story. This here is the Servants Not Professionals website. Over on the right here, I have some sticky notes that I'll be using to write down some stuff as we explore the Bible role-playing game. To navigate to the Bible role-playing game area, you simply click on the Bible role-playing game. When you click here, you'll have a few different things. You'll have a new here, start here, how to play. This will explain a few things about what the Bible role-playing game actually is. Now scrolling down, we have the Bible role-playing game assistant. This is what's going to help, for the most part, to push our stories forward. But it's not where we begin with a story. Here we have our dice rollers. These are what are used to show how successful we are at doing different things. Most often you'll be rolling this d20 right here. Next up we have a location generator, a character generator, and a loot generator. And we'll look at all those things as we move. Finally, we have our newest articles feed down below where you can see loot tables, characters, quests, videos, and locations that other people have already made, and the ones that you make. Let's begin with a character. Everything that you don't fill out is going to be filled out for you by the AI behind the scenes. So I'll put no name here. I'll say no tribe. Profession, I would like to be maybe a guard. Sounds fun. But maybe he has a hobby in gardening. Skills, maybe he happens to be a really good flute player and has an affinity for rodents. Something random. Personality, quirky, to say the least. An inventory, well, he has to have his amazing flute. Strongest stat is probably going to be his dexterity, his ability to move around quietly. He's a sneaky guy. His weakest stat, we'll leave random, and his second strongest stat we'll also leave random. We'll click create character. The page is going to take a second to load, and as it's loading, just sit tight. The loaded character sheet is going to be loaded right here, but it's also going to be loaded down here once you refresh the page. So let's refresh our page. It might take a second to load in because it creates a whole new post, but once it loads, you can click on it right here. Our BRPG character, Tamar, the whimsical flutist. Our name is Tamar bin Elisha. Bin means son, although Tamar is a woman, so that might supposed to be bait. Regardless, Tamar of Elisha. She is a Benjamite. She's a flute maker. You'll have the age, the gender, the appearance, the personality, the background, and the motivation. You'll then have some skills balanced by some pitfalls. Skills include musical talents, +3 to performance checks, the rodent whisperer, +2 to animal handling, craftsmanship, +2 to woodworking tools, but pitfalls are distracted, -2 to concentration, socially awkward, -1 to persuasion. Now, all these pluses and minuses are what get added to that dice that you will roll. Your inventory includes an amazing flute that grants a +1 performance roll, woodworking tools, for a +2 in making or repairing flutes, and colorful cloth. Here we have our stats. Strength when doing things that require strength, like moving big objects, you have 0 advantage at. Dexterity when sneaking around, you have 2. Going further than you're normally able to or continuing in a endeavor is +1. Your intelligence, how smart you are, +1. How well you're able to apply that knowledge to doing things, +1. And the ability with people, +3. You have a special ability, Melodious Charm. Once per day, you can play a lullaby that calms hostile individuals for 30 feet for 1 minute, allowing a chance to negotiate or to escape. So she is great at playing the flute. We see here musical talent +3. And if she plays the flute trying to help other people or trying to calm other people down with her skill, once per day, that's awesome. Charisma as she plays, +3. Repairing her flute, amazing. Now at the very bottom, we have our adventure hook. While traveling to a nearby festival, what you want to do, if you're starting a new campaign is what they're called, a new story, you'll go with your adventure hook, you'll copy it, you'll put it in here, and you'll just say, give me an adventure for this character. And anything that you want that's part of the character to be put into the adventure, you can put in here. For instance, we should put the pitfalls and the skills, and definitely her motivation. And we say, give me an adventure for this character, and we ask the assistant. Now this is where I have my notes page pulled up because we will write down whatever it gives back. Here we go. We need to rally villagers, investigate, grab animal allies, craft a trap, and team up. As Tamar approaches the vibrant festival grounds, the scent of roasted meats and sweet pastries fills the air. Colorful tents flutter in the breeze, and laughter resonates as villagers gather to celebrate. However, amidst the joyful atmosphere, Tamar senses a disturbance. Her keen eyes catch whispers of shadowy figures slipping through the crowd, and overhears a hushed conversation about a plan to steal sacred artifacts from the nearby temple during the festival's climax. So our story here, with this flute player, who's very good with animals, is going to take place during a festival. Now we have our story, and that's copied over here so that it can never go away. Perfect. Now what we'll do to start out our adventure, we're going to put our biblical quest here. Where's the biblical location? If you'd like to have the festival be anywhere in particular, you can put it in the biblical location. If you just want the festival to be wherever, you can have it be wherever. I want to spice things up, so I will say Gath of the Philistines. And in fact, she's a Benjamite, which is pretty close to Philistia. So to start out our adventure, we're going to generate a location or a town. Perfect. In our post feed, wherever we click on an article, our new location, the secrets of the festival grounds of Gath in Philistine territory. Here's a summary. Here's a quest connection. This area is critical for Tamar to gather intelligence and rally the community to thwart the impending theft of sacred artifacts. Perfect. Notable features: the Temple of Dagon. It gives a role of the community or role in the community, a description, and items inside. Market stalls and the dancing square. Buildings include the Merchant's Pavilion, the Tavern of Rest, and the Animal Whisperer's Den, with Zin, the animal handler. Non-player characters or NPCs include Eliab, the merchant, Miriam, the innkeeper, and Zev, the animal handler. Quest items include the Sacred Scroll of Warning in the Temple of Dagon. The market, where you can buy items, includes musical instruments like flutes, drums, and lyres, pastries, grains, silks and dyes, and games and attractions for festival tokens. There are secrets to be had, the rumors of a thieves' hideout. There are quest leads, and there are encounters that you can follow. Now, the way that you would engage with a quest lead or an encounter is you would put this in. Now, our location is going to be Gath in Philistia, and we're going to copy our quest into the goal. Now, this assistant has all the context needed. We're going to copy in the thing that we want to do. Here's a quest lead. I want to follow this. And you just ask the assistant. Tamar's heart races as Eliab shares his troubling revelation about the cloaked figures loitering near the temple's entrance. Amazing. Now it'll give some actions. You can try to stealthily observe. You can rally support. You can create a distraction. You can inform the guards, or you can follow the figures. I think I'll try to follow the figures. So what you'll do, you'll copy this in, boom. And now, since we want to follow the figures, we'll say, I want to follow the figures. Now this is where rolling comes into play. So we'll go over to Tamar, the whimsical flutist, and we're gonna try to sneak around. Now, does she have any skills that help her? No. Does she have any pitfalls that help her or hurt her? No. Any items that might help? No. While sneaking around, dexterity is a +2. So what we'll do, we're gonna roll this dice, the D20, and we'll add 2 to whatever we roll. And that'll be how well we can sneak around. A 19 out of 20, that's amazing. So 19 plus 2 is 21. I roll a 21 to sneak past and get inside. Tamar's pulse quickens as she sees the cloaked figures. As she moves, the joyous sounds. A few moments pass and the figures decide to move, slipping into the shadows of the temple's entrance. Tamar follows closely, careful to stay out of sight, her steps nearly silent against the ground. And you can continue to follow this. However, what you can also do is search around. You can make a new location out of the temple, or we can use our final generator, which is the loot generator. The location type, Temple of Dagon. Specific location, you'll want to go over to the location area, which is where we'll have a summary of the Temple of Dagon. We'll just copy in this, a specific location, and for the main quest, we'll make sure to copy over our main quest here. Here we'll generate loot. Now, to investigate the area, we're going to use our intelligence and make an intelligence roll. We'll go over to Tamar, who has an intelligence of +1. That intelligence of +1 means when we roll our dice, we're going to add 1 to this. An 18, that makes a 19. That's an incredible roll. We'll make another note. That is Tamar's inventory as she snoops around the Temple of Dagon. The loot table of the Sanctum of the Sea God, which is Dagon. It's a central place of worship in Philistia. That's a large stone temple. Okay, amazing. The location summary. Temple of Dagon stands as a proud structure amongst the industrious hum of festival celebrations. Okay, the colossal stone walls are intricately carved with scenes of the sea god Dagon, illustrating his importance to the Philistine people. This is what it must have felt to be Samson before he took it all down. Base loot. This is what anyone could find there. A clay oil lamp, sacred clay tokens, a woven basket, a sickle, and a faded scroll. That might be good. A faded scroll detailing festivals. We always want information. When we're sneaking around, searching around, we always want things that are going to get us closer to understanding the problem and knowing how to solve it. So the faded scroll we want. We rolled a 19, so we'll be getting all of these things if we want them. A grapevine twine, a broken idol piece, a small pouch of dried herbs, an incense burner. We can take any of these, but they're probably not very helpful, and they'd probably take a lot to lug around. A hidden niche in the wall. A small recess in the wall behind some decorative stones housing a gold amulet, historically significant as a local artifact. Okay, that could be good to go back to. A scroll of ancient prayers. Absolutely, we want that. Forgotten prayers to Dagon. Hints at rituals lost to time. Okay, carved bone whistle. We'll definitely take that. All of these things are helpful to taking down the cult. There's a water skin, a religious offering bowl, and a torn page from the temple ledger. Okay, we definitely want that torn page. We won't be able to get anything above our roll. The secret compartment, the map of the temple grounds, the concealed chamber, the buried scroll of prophecy. We don't get any of those things. Our wisdom, passive wisdom, is gained or is calculated by taking your wisdom modifier and adding 10 to it. Let's see the wisdom that Tamar has. She has +1, so our passive wisdom is 11. Do we pass the 12? No. The higher one, do we pass the 16? No. There is an optional event. As you investigate, you may encounter a nervous villager who seems anxious. If we want to go for it, we go for it. Now, we can take as long or as short as we want, but as we travel, we continue to collect different things in our inventory, go to different places, explore different towns, different areas of markets, collect items, confront people, make rallying speeches, set traps, and eventually take down the bad guys. And with that, that's everything that you need to know about how to play the Bible role-playing game on Servants Not Professionals website. Try it out. I'd love to know your thoughts, and I hope to see you there. Bye-bye. Wow, what an adventure we had today. Thanks for joining us in the Bible role-playing game. Hope to see you in our next episode. Leave any comments down below about what you think Eliab needs to do next to complete his mission.